This beautiful handkerchief skirt and crop top is easier to make than you think. So in this video, I will show you step by step on how to achieve it. So let's get started. So we have 6 yards of this Ankara fabric we are going to use, and we are going to use 3 inches band, okay, elastic band. So now Ankara fabric normally comes in 45 inches length, okay. So when you fold 45 inches into 2, you are going to get 22.5. So what we actually need on the part of the folding, after folding we need 30 inches. So here we have 22.5. So what we are going to do, we are going to cut some parts of the fabric 16 inches, and then we are going to join it. So after joining, now we are going to fold it into 2 again. So this is the part that I joined at the borderline area, one of the borderline area, okay. So now we are going to fold it into 2, and then after folding it, we are going to measure what we have. After measuring, I got 30.5 inches. So this 30.5 inches is enough for us to work with, and then we have the other side of it and measuring to be 60 inches. So we have 30 inches after folding, and then 60 inches length, okay. So now we are going to measure from the center part, okay. I'm going to place my tape. I'm going to mark 30 inches, and then I'm going to mark the other part 30 inches again. So after marking 30 inches, I'm going to fold that 30 inches into 2. Let it look like a square, okay. So I'm done folding into 4, right? So this part has no opening, this other side has no opening, but the 2 down parts has an opening. So now we are going to divide our hip circumference. 40 divided by 6.28, which is giving me 638, okay. So I'm going to place my tape at that point. I'll mark 638 all round. So you see that part, don't allow your tape to move at the tip. Mark 638 all round. So whatever your hip circumference is, divide by 6.28 and mark what you have. So in this case, I'm using 638. So after marking, I'm going to use my tape to check round if I will get 40 divided by 4, which is 10 inches. So after checking, I got 10 inches. So my measurement is correct, all right. So now the measurement we are working with is, the full length is 22.5, and I'm using 3 inches elastic band. So I'm going to place my tape from -3, and then I'm going to mark 22 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance for folding. So I got 23 inches. I marked 23 inches. I will adjust my fabric and check what is left at the down part, okay. So what I have at the down part is 3.5. So I'm going to mark 3.5 all the way down, okay. So see what I'm doing, I'm marking 3.5. I'm going to use my ruler to connect those points. So after joining, connecting to the other part, I'm now going to take the same 23 inches length at this other side, okay. So see where I'm placing my tape. I'll place my tape again from -3, and then I'm going to mark 23 inches. I'll check what I have at the down part. I have 4 inches. So I'm going to mark for 4 inches to the edge of the fabric, okay. So I will adjust my fabric, and then I'm going to mark 4 inches. So after marking 4 inches, I'm going to use my ruler to connect these lines. So we are done marking, okay. We are going to cut from the circumference of the waist first of all. After cutting, we are going to follow the other chalked part, okay. So after I'm done cutting, I'm going to notch one part to be the center. So when you open it up, this is what you are going to get. You can see the handkerchief edges showing already. So next we are going to cut straight piece that we are going to place on top. So I'm going to fold the skirt into 4 again, okay. So after folding into 4, I'm going to take the circumference of what I have to enable me cut the straight piece. So after measuring it all round, I got 10.5. So I'm going to fold this fabric and place it aside, and then this is the one we are going to use as the straight piece. When I measured it is into 2, okay? So when you measure it, you're going to get 30 inches on fold. So when you open it, it will give you 60 inches by 10 inches. So I'm going to place one on each other, and then I'm going to notch the center. After notching the center, I'm going to mark 10.5. Remember, the circumference of the skirt we have is 10.5 on fold. So this is into 4 as well. So notch the 10.5. So I'm going to notch the 10.5. After notching it, we have three notches by the time you open it, the center and the 10.5 on both sides. Okay. So now from those 2 points that I'm pointing, we are not going to sew it, we are going to join it to the skirt. But this other part now that I'm folding, we are going to fold it twice tiny and sew it all the way round to that other point of the notch. So we are going to do the same for the other part. Okay, so I'm done folding the sides all around as explained earlier. So now we are going to place this fabric aside, and then we are going to place the skirt. Okay, so remember we notched the center part of it. So I'm going to place right side at the top, and the other pieces I'm placing will be the right side facing the top part. So I'm going to pin from the center to the side where I folded the fabric. Okay, so take your time to pin it down to that other side of the notched point. Okay, so after pinning to that point, I'm going to pin to this other side again from the center to this other side of the skirt. So after pinning, I'm going to flip over to the other side and place the fabric on top of it and pin just the way I have pinned for this other part. So after pinning, we are going to sew it all the way around. Okay, so after sewing all the way around, we are going to take the circumference of the waist of the skirt. So after measuring, I got 22 1/4 on fold, which will give us total of 44.5 by the time you open it. So now this is the length, 44.5 plus half an inch, which is giving us 45. And then the wideness we are using on fold is 3.5. The elastic waistband is 3 inches, and the waist circumference is 29 inches. So I subtracted 2 inches from the elastic, which gives me 27 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the fabric and then fold it into 2. After folding it into 2, I'm going to sew the 2 edges and then open it up. So I'm done sewing it. I will now open it up like this. Okay, place it on fold, and then this is how it is going to look like. I'm going to sew the edges around and then leave 2 inches opening. Those 2 parts I marked, I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to insert the elastic on that part. So I'm done sewing it. Okay, so this is the elastic waistband. Okay, so now I'm going to use my pin to secure it. Then I'm going to insert it on that 2 inches opening. So I'm going to fix it up, and after that I'll show what next we are going to do. So after inserting the elastic, okay, we are going to sew the elastic. Okay, place one on the other and sew it all the way around, and then close that edge. So this is how it is looking after we are done. So I'm going to hold it into 2, and then I'm going to notch the 2 sides. Okay, so after notching the 2 sides, I'm going to take the skirt again. All right, I'm going to notch the 2 edges as well. So notch the 2 edges, and after that pin the 2 notched points. Okay, so I'm pinning this notched point to this other part. After pinning, I will pick the other notched part of the waistband and pin it to the skirt. So after pinning it, I'll head over to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to sew its notched point to notched point all around. So while sewing, please draw it very well as you sew. After sewing it, I'm going to fold the downside of the skirt. So after I'm done, this is what the skirt is looking like. I had to use bias to pipe the joining, and then we folded the downside of the skirt as well. Everything is on point. Our model will wear it for us to see. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to post the crop top separately. So the outcome of this skirt is perfect on my model. So before you go, click on the next video on your screen to learn another beautiful style that you can sew and sell. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. I am Lois, Addah.